story is one of dedication and inspiration. She's now a single mother with 7 children, including twins who have just turned 5. So we thought this was the perfect opportunity to pay tribute to a very special mum. Come with us. Sorry to interrupt, Carrie-Anne.
Oh, go right ahead, Mike.
You're going to be all on another show today. You didn't know you were coming down for 2, did you?
No, not at all.
Melissa Wale, this is your life.
The Olympics have never been so entertaining.
Mr. Personality Gary Wilkinson is on.
But only on the Footy Show.
You should just beat those jumpers on a rock with the players still inside.
You won't miss any of the games on the Footy Show, 9:30 to 9 on 9.
You mind taking a seat? Melissa Michelle Wale. You were born in Rockhampton on the 29th of October, 1962. There she is. The second daughter of Reg and Faye Craft. Your father is a joiner, and Mum takes great pride in the family and the home, a quality which is to be put to very good use as a grandmother. You spend your childhood as a bit of a rough diamond, self-reliant, very much an animal lover, and...
You spend a fair bit of time in the casualty ward as well.
From Rockhampton, your mum and dad, Reg and Faye. What's this about casualty wards?
Well, she was always hurting herself, breaking limbs, and we often spent a lot of time at the hospital.
Just a little bit, not too much. I think it was only about 5 or 6 bones and all.
Reg, what do you remember most about Melissa as a child?
Well, she was very sensible as a child. She knew about money at a very early age.
It's handy these days.
Very handy these days. But Melissa's a real survivor. She's had the ability to be able to change, to cope with all the things that have happened during her lifetime. And she's a real survivor.
As you grow up, you spend a lot of time arguing with your older sister, Julianne. But now you both have a very special bond. And from as early as she can remember, you tell her one thing time and time again.
I want to be a lady with a baby.
It's Julianne and her children, Candace and Lee. Hi, Julianne, how are you? So she always wanted to have children, huh?
Yeah, as long as I can remember, Mike, but it didn't quite turn out that way.
No, more than you thought?
A few more than I thought.
But even as a child, you were always pretty clucky, were you?
Oh, I guess so, yeah. Yeah, I guess I was.
I remember when we were children, when Melissa would see a mother with a pram, she'd always say, I want to be just like that lady. We're best of friends, and I love it a bit.
Right. Thanks, Candace. Thanks, darling. Come on, take your chair. Melissa, from the time you're born till the age of 5, you live next door to the Steen family. You're very friendly with the youngest boy, Clark, whom you haven't seen for 25 years.
We were often caught playing doctors and nurses in the fern trees.
It's your first boyfriend, Clark Steen. Doctors and nurses, huh?
Yeah, well, Melissa always wanted to be the doctor while I was the patient.
Is that right?
I don't know. I remember us getting into the most trouble for eating dirt.
Probably. And wrecking the ferns.
And you guys haven't seen each other for 25 years?
No.
Longer.
No. Yeah.
Has he changed much?
Just a little bit.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Melissa, in 1971, you moved to Mackay, where you complete your schooling and join the workforce, taking on odd jobs. There you are. Fruit picking in Mildura and working for your father, who now manages the bakery. It's around this time you meet a very special friend. Now, she's driven and flown for 7 hours to be with us tonight. Your friend from Moranbah in Queensland, Chris Mackay. Now, you two have a really special relationship, don't you?
Yes,
You want
we
to tell
do.
us, Chris?
Melissa has supported me in the last 2 years during a battle with cancer.
Breast cancer, isn't it?
Yes,
So with all that she has on her plate,
she's been there all the time for me. And I praise God that you have such a special gift of compassion and caring for people who are in pain. And it's because of what you've been through. I love you.
Chris, thanks very much. Thank you. I haven't got a tissue.
I have.
You got a tissue? Sorry. And coming up after the break, we move into the hospital ward as Melissa gets the news she's going to have twins. And what a delightful handful they turn out to be.
For goodness sake, I got the hippie shake.
Ethan, I'll put your pants on.
I can't sit still.
This is a major operation.
It is. It is. Like,
I'm exhausted.
yeah.
A new champ on sale, 7 o'clock tomorrow on 9.
Welcome back to the story of Melissa Wale, mother of the Rockhampton twins. Melissa, by the spring of 1986, your family consists of husband Vaughan Wale and the little girl you call the love of your life, Chantel. It is then you try for another child. You have difficulties conceiving and go on to a fertility program which is successful. Now, this results in the birth of your first son, Mitchell. And there's no way these two were going to miss out on tonight. Your other children, Chantel and Mitchell. So, Chantel, what sort of a mum is she?
She's the best. What more could you ask for? I don't think a day goes by where she doesn't make some self-sacrifice to make, you know, our lives just that much more better.
And you notice that? You notice that each day?
You can tell, yeah.
Mitch, what do you think about mum?
She's a super mum. I don't know how she handles it with their twins.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. Melissa, you and Vaughan like the idea of a little sister or brother for Chantel and Mitchell. But you need to go back on the same fertility treatment. After 6 months, you have a feeling that you might be pregnant. And your doctor confirms your suspicion and orders an ultrasound. It is then announced that you, Melissa Wale, are going to have twins. How did you handle it?
Just absolute shock.
You were numb.
Yeah. Just like wasn't sure that it was right.
Someone who was with you throughout that time and helped with many a decision adheres to only one special treatment.
A bottle of rum is always the best medicine.
It's Melissa's parish priest, Father Daniel Moore. So what's this about rum? Oh, hello. I didn't think priests were allowed to drink.
Mike Munro, you should know by now.
I do indeed.
And Melissa and I found out that if you're under stress and need a little bit of help and spiritual guidance, there's nothing like a bottle of rum.
This is after the birth, right?
This is after the birth. You're dead right. No, we'll put it away.
Not for too long, Father.
Okay, live on. Thank you. Lovely to see you.
So you gave Melissa a lot of advice, didn't you?
Well, Melissa called me when she had got word that she was having her baby. She called me from the maternity section of the Mater Hospital. So I was over quite quickly to her, and she said, Father Dan, I'm going to have 5 babies. And I said, well, that's lovely. This is over a period of 10 years, isn't that right? She said, no, I'm going to have quins. I said, what? Quins? And she said, yes, 5 together. She said, Father, can we have a blessing and a prayer? Do you remember? We had a prayer and a blessing, and I said, we're really praying for miracles, which we did. We prayed, and naturally, with the moment of decisions and the road ahead was going to be hard, we prayed and we made decisions, and I hope our friendship has been a help.
It's been more than this man has helped me through more than he will never, ever know. Yeah.
Father, thank you very much. Thank you. The decision to go ahead was never really in doubt. At 16 weeks, you start to experience painless contractions and are admitted to hospital in Rockhampton before being transferred to the Mater in Brisbane. You just managed to reach the minimum safety term of 28 weeks. And on the morning of May 17, 1991, you're prepared for a caesarean birth. The Quins, 1 boy and then the 4 girls, are born 13 weeks premature and all weighing under 1 kilogram. Now born at 11:08 a.m. with a name meaning firm and strong.
I'm the boy, Mummy.
It's the eldest of the Quins, Ethan. Now, Ethan has a pretty special relationship with Mitch, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. They're really close. I mean, they fight too, like boys do, but they're close, and Ethan really looks up to Mitchell. And don't you? You just love Mitchell a lot, yeah.
And he really is the cyclone of the family.
Oh, definitely. At the moment, anyway.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, born 1 minute later, at 11:09 a.m., with a name meaning dewdrop from heaven.
I am the star one.
It's Talia. Now, Talia might be shy, but she has a pretty good fashion sense, doesn't she?
Definitely. She, very much so. She is quite fussy about what she wears, what colour it is, and will often tell me to take off something if she doesn't approve.
Will she? You'd say that to Mummy Talia? Do you? Then, at 11:10 a.m., and with a name meaning symbol of peace.
I like animals.
3rd born, Olivia. Then, born at 11 minutes past 11, and with a name meaning likeness to God.
I laugh a lot.
The heaviest born at birth, 929 grams, Michaela. Does Michaela laugh all the time? Do you?
A lot of the time.
Yeah?
You know, Michaela's got a weird sense of humour. She laughs at I remember when they were tiny, and the first time somebody ever fell off the lounge suite, Michaela, an hour later, was still giggling to herself. Yeah.
That's warped.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. And the 5th born at 12 minutes past 11 a.m. and with a name meaning Tower of Strength.
I'm the clever one.
It's Madeline. Hey, Maddie. Is Madeline really that clever?
She is clever. She is clever, and she knows what to say and when to say it most of the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Melissa Wale and the Rockhampton Quins. We should point out, though, that there are over 30 other people who can take some credit for these 5 beautiful children. We're talking about the maternity medical staff at the Mater Hospital in Brisbane. Now, the leaders of the Quins team couldn't leave the ward tonight, but send you this message from the hospital where it all happened. Dr. James King, Dr. David Tudhope, and Sister Angela Mary Doyle.
Melissa, do you remember that time when you first came down and we were doing that scan, and I had this puzzled look on my face, and you said, what's the matter? Is everything all right? And I said, yeah, but she said, what? And I said, well, I can't be sure exactly how many there are. Do you mean there's less than 5? I said, no, could be 6 maybe.
Melissa, you will remember this quarter of the nursery, which was taken over by the 5 little whales in an area that became known as SeaWorld.
Melissa, I'm delighted for you tonight. I wish I were there with you, because I'll tell you now something you know already from the many talks we had. I love, admire and respect you.
And all the best to you, Melissa.
Have a wonderful time.
So they're a pretty good team.
The best.
Really?
The best.
What are you doing, Ethan? We're trying to do a television show here, and you're pounding on my feet. And we're trying to be serious. Make it... The cyclone. He's a cyclone. But we're buddies, aren't we? We're buddies. You can do that. Coming up after the break, there's still one more big surprise for Melissa Wale and the Rockhampton Quins. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show as we pay tribute to Melissa Wale and her beautiful children. It's always the boy, isn't it? Always the boy. Keep going there, Ethan, that's fine. You're now settled at home, and this is when the real work begins. You need to do 30 feeds a day and change 700 nappies a week. A routine which somehow keeps you going 16 to 18 hours a day. As the Quins reach 6 months, Michaela becomes seriously ill with meningitis. But it is also at this time that your husband has an affair with the Quins nurse and leaves, something you're still coming to terms with 5 years later. So at 29, you're suddenly on your own with 7 children to raise. You learn that you're no longer eligible for the multiple birth allowance once the Quins turn 6, just the time when you'll need it most. So a trust fund is set up to help you with your financial burdens. With the publicity it receives on shows such as A Current Affair, it does help make your situation bearable, but there is still a long way to go. Now, someone who very much relates to you is a tower of strength. Your Quins are the second set of surviving Quins born in Australia. The first set are the Pavlenkos from Perth. Perched above the Swan River, they send this message.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, kids. If we were over there now, we could join all our children together and form a rugby league team. But since we're on the other side of the continent, all our support group meetings are by phone. Congratulations on tonight's tribute, and we hope to see you one day soon. Bye!
They've been very special to you, haven't they?
They have. They just mean a lot to me because Cheryl's always been there. Even when I was pregnant, Cheryl was always there.
Well, she's here tonight. We've flown the whole family from Perth, the Pavlenkos. Now, I know you guys have spoken on the phone so many times over the years.
Only yesterday.
Only yesterday. And you did, is that right?
Yeah, I had to keep it a big secret. Very difficult.
What do mother of Quins talk about?
Quinn.
Here we are with 10 Quins on the stage, all at the same time. And aren't we all going to have a fun time at the after party? Unbelievable. I warned everybody about Ethan. I warned all the staff. Melissa, many of us know how hard it is to bring up just one child, let alone a set of Quins, and 2 others, all on your own. Your commitment and dedication is testament to your strength as a woman and as a mother. Melissa Wale, this is your life.
While in Sydney, our guests choose to stay at the Hyatt Regency.